Welcome to IPMNation.com, the next generation of internet radio, powered by Impact Player Music.
You are receiving a remote transmission from IPMNation.com. Stay tuned for further instructions. You are receiving a remote transmission from IPMNation.com. Stay tuned for further instructions.
It's 2 in the morning, I'm dying to know her name and where she came from. It's 2 in the morning, she's biting deep in my veins. What a great first impression. Oh my lord, must have blacked out again. It's 3 in the morning, I'm struggling to stand up straight as the liquor consumes me. It's 3 in the morning, I'm stumbling into her place. What a great first impression. Oh my lord, must have blacked out again. And now I know I should have listened to my friend. She was a month ago. Should have known she was a month ago. She was a month ago. Now I got the better side. She was a month ago. Should have known she was a month ago. She was a month ago. Now I got the better side. It's 4 in the morning. I'm dying to get some air, but I can't find a window. It's 4 in the morning, she's crying, but I don't care. One more taste before I go. Oh my lord, must have blacked out again. And now I know I should have listened to my friend. She was a month ago. Should have known she was a month ago. She was a month ago. Now I got the better side. She was a month ago. Should have known she was a month ago. She was a month ago. Now I got the better side. Having a ball, or we all. I had a taste and I can't get enough of you. This is all I know. She clawed at the walls. I had a taste and I can't get enough. This is all I know. It's 2 in the morning, I'm dying.
Hello, welcome to Remote Transmission. Who do we have on the line?
We have Mr. Evan Gillis from Beneath the Sheets.
Hey, Evan, how you doing, man?
Excellent. How you doing? Is this Matt?
This is Matt. You're on live on Remote Transmission on IPMNation.com on the live channel, and we just played 2 in the morning from Beneath the Sheets.
Right on.
So welcome to the show. It's good to have you on.
It's good to be here, Matt. Thanks, man.
Absolutely. What do you do in the band, Evan?
I'm sorry?
What do you do in the band?
There we go. I am singing in the band.
Excellent. And you guys are from Boston, correct?
We are indeed.
Okay. How long has Beneath the Sheets been a band? You guys have been around for, since 2007, I think?
Yeah, we've been going at it it's going on 4 years now.
Okay.
Just about 4.
Very cool. And you guys are getting a lot of notoriety down there. You've been doing some big shows, I guess, and I saw something online about you did a show for Pete Wentz or something to do with him?
Yeah, it was pretty cool. They allowed us to we had the pleasure of going to his club in New York, Angels and Kings, and doing a set there with a couple of cool bands. So that was definitely a blessing in disguise. It was very cool.
Yeah, absolutely. What else have you guys been doing? Have you done much touring, or have you mainly focused on the Boston area? Where have you guys been playing?
We do a lot of Boston. Right now we're working on our new CD. It's going to be our second EP sometime late summer or early fall. So we've been doing a lot of writing, a lot of playing, but we're still doing some live shows. We just had a really cool show with a band called Foxy Shazam. I don't know if you guys play any of their stuff, but they're absolutely amazing.
Not yet. I've heard the name, but we don't have any of their stuff in rotation as of yet.
You definitely got to get it going. They're just absolutely awesome guys. Definitely very insightful. They just gave us so many cool pointers for touring and just kind of keeping sane on the road. And they just put on the craziest show, which I can't believe they do night after night because it's just absolutely insane. It was just very eye-opening. Gave us a lot of stuff to think about for our live show, which is cool.
Yeah. Have you had a lot of scenarios where you've been able to sort of draw on the experience of other bands? Have you opened for a lot of big bands?
We're working on it. We've opened for a couple of bigger bands. We played with Leonard Day a while ago. We also, Foxy Shazam was a big one for us.
Uh-huh.
So there's definitely been a handful of bands that we've learned a lot from, and we're very thankful. So we hope that keeps on going.
Yeah.
Because every time we play with some of those bands, you know, like Foxy, for example, just got booked on Warped Tour. They just came off of a big tour prior to that, a nationwide tour. So to talk to those guys to kind of see how they felt on like their last leg of the tour, like their last show, was definitely very eye-opening to kind of think, all right, well, this is what we're in for if this year goes well. It's like being crazy, like no sleep, like these guys are. So we're ready for that.
Were they tired and road weary?
They were quite road weary, but it was more like that overtired, like crazy shenanigans kind of thing. So I think we can handle that. That's pretty much us on a daily basis.
Sure. Well, let's talk about the disc you have out, Beneath the Sheets, and it's called, let me make sure I get the name right, Go Easy, It's My First Time?
Yeah, Go Easy, It's My First. It's, yeah, a little crazy.
And it's got 9 tracks on it, correct?
It does indeed.
Yeah, and we did open the show with 2 in the morning, and we'll play another one after the interview. We're going to play Pistols, which I think is another great track. But how long has this disc been out?
That disc has been out since, oh geez, let's see, 2007-ish, late 2006 actually.
Oh, okay.
So we've been rocking that one for a bit, and that was just an awesome album. It was so fun to make, and being our first one, we had so many things that we just wanted to get out, which was just crazy. So everything kind of just filtered out on that one. So for the next one that we're doing right now, still to be titled, we're just really bumping it up to the next level and taking everything that we wanted to add to that one that we didn't get to make sure it gets on this one.
Sure. You must have, I mean, it's been a few years, you must have a lot of tunes stored up. I mean, do you have a lot of material written for the next disc?
Oh, we have so many tunes. We have so many tunes that we're just kind of really like amping up the best of the best right now and just trying to really filter them out and see, all right, what can we do to make it better and better and better? So now we're just kind of, we're still writing new stuff, but it seems like we're just revamping old stuff and revamping, and I'm not exactly sure which ones are going to even make the cut right now because we have so many ones that we just really want on there, but we're just keeping them all on.
That's a good problem to have, but it can also be very difficult. I mean, how many songs are you talking about as far as material that you have to draw from?
We probably have like 15 or so solid tunes, so not too many.
Yeah.
Enough. I mean, we're looking to do like a 6 or 7 song, like more like an EP style this time around.
Sure.
So we definitely have a couple of extras, and it's just really finding those 6 or 7 really solid songs to get on there.
Let me ask you about that, because about why you're thinking about doing an EP instead of a full length, because I've noticed that seems to be the trend lately with a lot of bands, and you know, bands that are both independent and on major labels too in some cases. What is your reason for making that decision?
I would say my reason was just because we realized that a lot of our fans, and like especially with smaller bands, I think, is that people don't pay attention for as long a periods of time as they do to bigger acts and bands that are, you know, top of the charts on iTunes and stuff like that.
Sure.
So for us to get, you know, 5 or 6 or 7 songs out, and then, you know, half a year later drop another EP with another 6 or 7 songs, it'll always keep that attention up.
Absolutely.
Always writing. I guess getting the tunes out is not the biggest problem. It's just trying to get them out in a timely fashion so that people still want to pay attention and still have new stuff. We always want to give people new stuff to listen to.
Right.
Because with such a big gap from our last album to this one, we want to make sure that next time we don't have such a big gap. So I think that's why we kind of sway towards the EP style this time.
Yeah, it makes sense. And like I said, that seems to be the trend with a lot of people I talk to. And the way that the industry has changed, it's there's so much immediacy to everything because of the internet that it's becoming more and more important to really stay out there and to be providing new material to keep people interested, because attention spans have gotten so short. And
Definitely.
Now, is everything available online also, all the tunes that you have out now?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you can go on iTunes, you can go on our site, beneaththesheetsband.com, and get a free download. It's all over the place right now, especially with Go Easy Is My First that's out now. We're at the point where we just need to get that album out as much as possible. So you can purchase the tunes, you can go on iTunes, you can do all that stuff, but even if you just go to beneaththesheetsband.com, sign up for the mailing list, you have yourself a free digital album right there.
Sure. That's really good. Let me ask you about the recording of the album. It's got a nice big sound, which definitely appeals to me. First thing I notice is the drums. The drums sound nice and big, and a lot of bands don't seem to get that big drum sound anymore. Where did you guys record?
We recorded at a friend of ours. His name is Doug Batchelor. He has this place called The Den in North Reading.
Okay.
And so it's kind of a more like privatized studio, which he converted like a big giant bar into a studio, and he is a huge drum fanatic, so he has a bunch of different drum sets for us to use, a bunch of different cymbals, he had pretty much everything. So if we wanted like a John Bonham sounding kit, he had the John Bonham kit, so
sure.
Just kind of went crazy with the drums on it, and I think that's what lended us such bigger drum sounds than most albums coming out in kind of with our time frame and with the amount of money that we actually could put towards the album, which wasn't too much. It still allowed us to have some pretty massive drum sounds. It's really fun.
Absolutely, and everything sounds great on it. The guitars and the vocals, everything sounds really good. And like I said, it sounds nice and big. How many people are in the band? Is it a 4-piece?
We have a 5-piece. We have 2 guitars, bass, drums, and vocals.
Oh, okay, very good. Now, are both guitar players on the album?
They are indeed.
Okay. The only reason I ask is sometimes, I know some bands will record as a 4-piece and then maybe have a second guitarist for live shows, but
right.
you have both guys on there?
Popular too, definitely. I mean, in our case, we're all like best friends. We all went to school together and everything, so that's been the lineup since day one, which
great.
Just makes it so much nicer. I mean, not that I have anything against writing some tunes and grabbing some awesome musicians to play them, but it's made it that much more of an awesome experience to just kind of like do it with your friends and your family and just grow with it.
Absolutely.
Everybody has their own stuff on the album, and they all have their little time to shine, which is cool.
Is everything on the album, is it all band written? Because obviously in Boston there's a lot of talent around you that you could potentially draw from.
Yeah, it is all band written. Yeah, we write all of our own stuff.
Good.
We do a little bit of writing for some other people too. We're really trying to push that. So we're always constantly writing, and everybody's always throwing some good ideas. So we haven't really got to the point where we have too many other songwriters coming in.
Yeah.
Although we've worked with lots of our friends to kind of collab with their stuff, and I think in the future that you're definitely going to see a lot more collaboration as far as guest appearances and different things on our future albums for sure.
Sure. Well, it's a great sounding disc, and did you guys produce it yourselves, or did your friend also do the production, or just the engineering? I know sometimes an engineer sometimes ends up morphing into a producing role during the making of an album, but...
Yeah, definitely. I think during the making, everybody kind of steps in and plays producer for the day when they have their like spark of awesome ideas for that day or that week or whatever time frame it is.
Sure.
But actually, a good friend of ours, Drew Thompson Hook, who anybody looking for those kind of services should definitely check out, is he took all the tracks and he mixed and mastered them and did quite a bit of production too, like a lot of like the extra added production value stuff you hear, like the big bass chops and different electronic stuff that we throw in was all Mr. Drew Thompson Hook, and he's also working with us on our new album, and I'm really excited about it because he always takes our ideas and just can bring them to the next level with us. So that's been a great deal of fun this time around.
Yeah, so it's gonna be the same team on the new album?
Same team on the new album, yeah. So you'll definitely hear some nice familiar sounds, and you'll hear a lot of new stuff to kind of bring it up to that next level for sure.
Sure. And any kind of an idea as far as an ETA on when you'll have the new disc? I know you really it's probably a ways away.
It's a little ways away. I mean, we're thinking hopefully sometime mid to late summer.
Mm-hmm.
Worst case scenario, right when back to school, back to college is in session, so very early September. But at the rate things are going right now, it's looking like it could very well possibly drop in the summer, which would be absolutely just make me ecstatic.
Yeah.
We're making a summer album, so we gotta get it out there.
Absolutely. Do you guys are you on any kind of a label, or is this pretty much DIY?
Right now it's DIY. We have our own label called Dirty White Sneaker Productions.
Okay.
And that just consists of ourselves and a couple of our buddies from around the Boston area. So far we've had such great success doing it ourselves that we haven't found a really pulling reason to go sign to a label or anything like that. Now, if a bigger label came along that paid a lot of great attention and did a lot of promo, then we would definitely something that we would consider. But so far we've had such luck ourselves that we haven't even considered going elsewhere.
Yeah, and I think you guys are smart to proceed that way. You know, I think, and again, it kind of goes back to the way the industry is changing. You know, it's
Definitely.
I think we've entered an era where, you know, I say don't chase the deal. You know, do as much as you can and get as far as you can on your own, which is ultimately what labels are looking for anyway. They want a package that's ready to go.
Proven, that's ready to rock. Yeah, definitely.
Exactly, and if you can do it all on your own, and you know that's you're that much more in control of your career and ultimately your money in the long term too. The more you do by yourself, you know, and if a great deal comes along, great. But if not, you know, just keep chugging along like you are. So I think that's awesome.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly how we think of it. I mean, we've had a lot of our great friends kind of prematurely sign deals and not make out in the best way, and they always regret it, and they kind of have horror stories to tell us. So they were all kind of really big advocates of being like, you know what, keep doing what you guys are doing. Unless it gets to the point where you just don't have the time to do it, and you need someone to help you out with just time management and stuff, just keep doing it, because just some of the horror stories I've heard from them has made me just really appreciate doing it ourselves. And it is really gratifying too when you get those big gigs like opening for Foxy, and you get some of those really cool things, or even getting like the cool interview like we're doing right now.
Yeah.
It's really gratifying when you set those things up yourself, and then they actually pull through and are successful. You feel that much better about it, because you know we were 110% in control of it, which is awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's just compare notes on this for a second. The number one horror story that I hear, and let's see if you agree, about signing with a label is someone signs with a label and then the label decides not to release the album.
Oh, yeah.
And keeps all the masters and everything and says, oh, it's ours now.
Yeah, that's huge. That's a huge one.
Yeah.
I've had that happen to some of our friends. I won't mention the band name or anything, just spare them that at least. But
yeah.
They just put like a year and a half worth of work into an album, and then only for the record they'll say, you know, we're going to hold on to this, maybe release it sometime in the future, and just never do it. So it's like they, at that point in time, they had the option to either take another year or so and rewrite a whole new album, or, you know, try to work something out. And at that point, you're just really not in control of your own creation, which is kind of a crappy, I'm sure it's a crappy feeling.
Yeah, it's brutal. There's the legendary story of John Fogerty after he left Fantasy Records, I think, and he was actually sued for plagiarizing himself because he had written a new batch of songs that sounded too much like stuff he had recorded for them.
Right. Yeah. No one ever wants that to happen.
No, absolutely not. Well, it sounds like you guys really have it together on a business level, which is great. And have you done much with radio?
As far as radio, we're really big into college radio right now, which is treating us very well. And as far as like the bigger stations, I mean, we get some play on FNX and we get some play on AAF right now. Great. Which is really cool. You know, we have to thank those guys very, very much for spinning our stuff, because that's a great honor. And all the colleges that are spinning our stuff is also just as big as an honor, because we have so many friends that go to all those schools, and those kids are the kids that are really diving into the music a little bit deeper, and actually, you know, that's where we we see the fans that we have no idea who they are, and they'll just come out to the show and say, "Yeah, I heard you guys on the Pittsburgh State Radio," and so I decided to come out, and that's what really like gets me going is when you see that stuff directly rub off, which is really cool.
Yeah, absolutely. That's amazing. Are you on college stations around Boston, or have you kind of branched out a little bit? Or
So far, I'd say we get it about as far as Rhode Island.
good.
Then we're kind of creeping into Maine, but we're just getting there. So we're always expanding though every day.
Yeah, absolutely. It's always a process.
Oh yeah,
So, who writes the tunes, by the way? Do you all write together?
we do. We all write together. You never know what can happen. Like sometimes, like 2 in the morning was just a guitar riff that I had happened to come up with out of nowhere, a guitar riff and a melody, and then we took it from there. Sometimes we just go to the rehearsal space and all start wailing away just to warm up, and that ends up being a tune on the album. So you never know where they're going to come from. We just kind of all go at it. And sometimes we're each in our room individually doing our own thing with our keyboards and stuff, and sometimes we just get together and just kind of rock out and see where it goes.
Yeah. What about lyrically? As the vocalist, you write the lyrics?
I do, yep.
Yeah.
I think for this album, I've been looking to the guys a little more to just for suggestions and saying, hey, are there any subjects that you guys want me to write about this time around? Because the first time I had a lot of the songs written, or I kind of did them myself, and they were really, really personal scenarios. And I'm like, hey guys, do you have anything that you want to get off your chest? Like, by all means, holler at me, and we'll do it this time around. So it's even been a more group effort with some of the maybe not exact lyrics, but at least some of the subject matter, which is they're totally stoked about.
Yeah, and in listening to the tunes and really paying attention to the lyrics, I noticed I'm not sure quite how to say it. It's your lyrics are not predictable.
Right.
You know how when you listen to a song, very often it's sort of
Like a pop song, you listen to a pop song, you're like, I know the next line they're going to say, kind of thing.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, definitely.
And I don't get that with your stuff. There is a logic to it, but it's not predictable, and I think that's really cool.
Yeah, I think my writing style just tends to gravitate towards more of like a storyteller kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But if you read the lyrics from, first verse to last verse, you'll get a whole story out of it. And I'm like a huge sucker for pop songs, so when I hear a song where I know what the next line's going to be,
Yeah.
I don't hate it. I mean, I love it, but at the same time, just my particular style tends to go with that that storybook format, where by the end of the song, you've got your whole piece of the puzzle. You're not missing anything.
Right. Absolutely. Well, listen, Evan, we'll let you go in a second. We're going to play this track, Pistols, after we let you go. But let's definitely, too, make sure that everyone knows where to find you online.
Absolutely. You definitely want to go to www.beneaththesheetsband.com.
Okay.
Hop on there. If anyone wants to get a free album, that's definitely the way to do it.
Okay.
And then also the infamous Facebook, just hop on there. We just did a little bit of work on that today, actually, so we got all kinds of new stuff on there. And we're always dropping, basically, if you want to be up to date with the latest BTS news, you want to be on Facebook and Twitter, because that's where we're all kind of like Twitter fiends right now, so we're all over that stuff.
Sure. And do you have anything coming up, too, that you want to mention? Any big shows in the Boston area? Or we have listeners all over the country, actually. But
Yeah, definitely.
anything specific you want to make sure people know about?
Yeah, of course. February 13th, we're going to be at Emmanuel College in Boston, and that's going to be a Emmanuel College radio show, which should be pretty cool, a nice acoustic set.
Oh.
And then on the 17th, we'll be at PA's Lounge in Somerville with Nemus, a great friend of ours from the Boston area, just rocking out electric. So there's one acoustic and one electric show that people in the area can come on down.
Very cool. Well, Evan Gillis from Beneath the Sheets, thanks very much for being here with us tonight, man.
Thank you so much, Matt. It's been a pleasure.
We're gonna play this track, Pistols, another great song out of the. I listened to the whole album, and this is also one of my favorites. But thanks for being here with us, and we'll talk to you again soon, I'm sure.
Thanks for having me. Sounds like a plan.
Absolutely. All right, man. Have a good night.
You too. Take care.
Bye-bye. All right, so that's Evan from Beneath the Sheets, and we're going to play this track, Pistols, here on Remote Transmission, and when we come back, I'll talk at you for a minute or two more, and then we'll play one more track and then wrap up. So this is Pistols from Beneath the Sheets here on Remote Transmission on IPMNation.com.
I'm so glad I came. And Sydney always told me I was shy, but now she says I lost my filter. Not an ounce of shame. From the shy guy to the wise guy, but I know I like you better now. If you want to start a revolution like I want to start a revolution, say hey, say hey. Sometimes I feel like I'm standing still, but I'm standing still. And there's more than many men can say. Silence from their graves. We can work together, push the boundaries back, eliminate the borders. So turn off your speakers, woofers and tweeters. Beneath the sheets is running through walls. If you want to start a revolution like I want to start a revolution, say hey, hey, say hey, hey. Put your pistol to the sky and say, your pistol to the sky and say, we ain't taking no more, no more. I never knew where daddy came from, so I guess I'll never know my heritage. He wants me to rule this kingdom, but I have no leadership qualities. I never knew where mama came from, so I guess I'll never know my heritage. She wants me to rule this kingdom, but I have no leadership qualities. 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 If you want to start a revolution like I want to start a revolution, say hey, hey, say hey, hey. If you want to start a revolution like I do, like I do. Turn off your speakers, woofers and tweeters. Beneath the sheets is running. Put your pistol to the sky and say, your pistol to the sky and say, we ain't taking no more, no more. And put your pistol to the sky and say, your pistol to the sky and say, we ain't taking no more, no more.
All right, that was Pistols from Beneath the Sheets here on remote transmission on IPMNation.com, on the IPMNation.com live channel this Tuesday night. Sitting here at Essence Wellness Studio in downtown Manchester, New Hampshire, 832 Elm Street to be specific. If you want to learn more about Essence, go to essencemanchester.com. And I do want to let everyone know, if you're in the Manchester, New Hampshire area, this coming Friday night, the 11th, we're going to have a couple of guys from the Eric Karen Connection are going to come in and do a quick little acoustic set here. So that should be a good time. No cover, just come on down, check it out, the Eric Karen Connection here at Essence. And if you want to learn more about the Eric Karen Connection, you can listen to my interview that I did with those guys on Local Outbreak. So go to the Local Outbreak page to check that out. Also want to mention a brand new show, a brand new live program debuting next week on the IPMNation.com live channel. Tuesday night of next week is the Voices of the Unknown, a cool new paranormal show with Jeff Kimball from the, I don't want to get the name wrong, Northern Paranormal Research Society. Got it. I have a tendency to screw it up. But so he'll be here. That's at 9 p.m. next Tuesday. Oh, and I almost forgot, this coming Saturday night, again emanating from here at Essence Studio in Manchester, New Hampshire, will be the debut of Never Fear, Sarah Is Here. The show was actually supposed to debut this past Saturday, but we had a bit of an ice storm here in the New Hampshire area, so it was a bit too dicey to travel. So anyway, lots of good stuff coming up on IPMNation.com. It's growing all the time. Lots of good stuff happening here at Essence, and I'm going to leave you now with one more track from Beneath the Sheets, and I want to thank again Evan Gillis from Beneath the Sheets for calling in tonight. It was a great interview, good to talk to him, nice guy, and those guys have a lot of cool stuff going on. BeneathTheSheetsBand.com if you want to keep up on what they're doing, and of course we do have some tracks available here on IPMNation.com you can listen to. And after the interview wraps up tonight, you'll be able to download it right here on the remote transmission page. But we're going to wrap up. This is a great track called December from Beneath the Sheets. The name of the album is Go Easy, It's My First. And we will see you all again soon. Be sure to come back here Thursday night for another edition of Remote Transmission. And I don't remember. Who do we have Thursday night? Do you remember? Oh, the J-Mantics will be on. They will be our guests. Thanks, Trish. On Thursday night here on Remote Transmission live at 11 p.m. on IPMNation.com. And this is December from Beneath the Sheets.
She still remembers what happened in December. I told her that some things are much better left unsaid. I've been filled with regret, been trying to forget, but I just haven't yet, and I don't think you know. This is all I have. Now that my baby's gone, sender, the feeling that